Hello everyone, I'm Chase Lee reporting for DallasMoviescreens.com and welcome back to my continuing coverage of the 2017 Dallas International Film Festival, and that's backwards so you can see how tired I am. Alright, so there you go, and this is the sixth film from the festival that I've seen. It's Buster's Malheart. Now you're thinking to yourself, what is this? Please tell me now. Well, alright, I'm going to try my best to not spoil anything because this is a very interesting movie and the most unique thing I've seen at the festival thus far. Now, before going into it, I did not read the plot synopsis. I didn't know what it was about. The only reason I wanted to see this is because Rami Malek was in the film, and I have seen 4 episodes of Mr. Robot, and he is fantastic on that show. So I'm a huge fan of him now, and so, because a little side story just real quick. First thing I ever saw him in was Need for Speed. So anyways, I'm on his side now because Mr. Robot is a fantastic show and I need to finish it. But this film just proves as to why Rami Malek is one of the best up-and-coming actors. So I like Buster's Malheart overall, but it is a difficult one to explain, so you're going to have to bear with me a lot, and it definitely requires more than one viewing. That's not a bad thing, but on first viewing, there are a lot of stuff that's unanswered. I got to really kind of think about it, but I've had a full 24 hours to think about it, so I'm going to do my best to review it for you. So let's get real and break this down. So let's start with the writing and directing, because this is where the uniqueness comes in for this film. As far as the actual story and the characters themselves are very, very interesting. Including the main character played by Rami Malek. There's a lot going on within this man that we don't really know about, and as the movie kind of progresses, we get to see more about his past, and we get to see kind of the demons that he's facing and whatnot, while all going with the plot of the film, which is he works at nighttime at a hotel, right? He's a concierge, and there's this guy that comes in, played by DJ Qualls, and he tells him, like, you don't want to be a slave to the system, Fight Club style, basically. And so Rami Malek's character, he works nights, and he also has a 2-year-old daughter during the day, so he has to take care of her and stuff, so he's sleep deprived. So we don't know, like, what's real and what's not. If this is a hallucination or if that's a hallucination, we do not know, and that's kind of the mystery surrounding this character, and we get to see him kind of go throughout this journey, and it was absolutely wonderful. Like, I love the characters within the film. They're very complex, very well realized, very well written, and I was just intrigued from start to finish to see where they were going to go with their story. And as far as the actual story, it was intriguing. I was hooked from start to finish. I had no idea what was going on at the beginning, but as you stay through the very end, and when the credits roll, you start to think about it and kind of piece the puzzle pieces together in your head to really kind of form this very interestingly told movie. And with the story itself, there's a lot of themes that everyone can kind of relate to. There's religious themes, there's forgiveness, there's redemption, there's sleep deprivation and hallucination, and really kind of seeing, like, what's real and what's not. What can you grab onto versus what are you going to stick your hand through, and it's not going to be there type of deal. There's a lot of things in this that kind of work with it and do work against it just a little bit. But the best way I can describe this movie, it's like if Fight Club, Mr. Robot, Donnie Darko, and Bad Santa come together. And the Donnie Darko and Bad Santa actually comes from the director's mouth herself. So there you go. Yeah, so anyways, I was intrigued from the story. Now, the twist at the very end wasn't really like, whoa, that was revealing, because I kind of picked up on it at the very beginning, but the way the movie ends does raise a lot of questions and really kind of forces you to put the film together in your head, because it is told in a non-linear fashion that has to go with the director's vision, which I thought was outstanding. She keeps you on your toes and the edge of your seat the entire time. There's not one dull moment, because you're just like, what is going on? But you realize that she's kind of like a mad scientist, a mad genius type of filmmaker, because when the film is done, you're like, wow, there's a lot of different routes we can go with this. Because like I said, I don't want to give away my theories because I don't want to spoil anything. The whole nighttime hotel clerk with family and whatnot, Rami Malek plays the father. That's all I want to give you. And of course, DJ Qual is coming into his life. So as far as the direction goes, like I said, it almost felt like a book almost. And it even looks like a book at one point, because there is, at the very end, the epilogue is actually spelled out on screen. But it did feel like a novel. It felt like we were jumping back and forth in this nonlinear fashion without it feeling too jumbled or too confusing. They were scenes that we could fully grasp as an audience, but she was also not spoon-feeding us going, all right, this is what the movie's about. No, you kind of can interpret it for yourself and determine what is real and what isn't as you are watching it. And I really do appreciate that, making this ambitious, bold film that did have like elements of a Mr. Robot, which I thought was kind of ironic since Rami Malek is on that show and he's in this movie. So I really do appreciate the kind of vision for this film. I appreciate the boldness of this film. The only kind of like downfall I have with the actual like screenplay and the story and whatnot is that the director does reference being like a Donnie Darko meets Bad Santa type of movie. The Bad Santa element, yes, some of the stuff actually works in like a dark humor tone and feeling and whatnot, but then there are some scenes that go on way too long with the humor, and I realize that they're trying to be funny throughout the entire scene, but it kind of falls flat a little bit, and it kind of just drags on in a couple scenes, but it's only a few times. The other times the dark comedy actually hits, oddly enough, and it doesn't feel like it's in a different movie. It oddly enough fits. So I will give her credit on that, but just the whole some of the comedic scenes just don't work for me. Acting wise, everyone is wonderful. Rami Malek is a talent. I'm telling you this. He has so much depth within his character. He is so confused as a character. He doesn't know what is reality anymore. He doesn't know what's like an alternate reality. He is so confused with his character. He's just kind of going throughout these scenes, kind of losing his mind as he goes, and you kind of feel sorry for him because there's a couple parts in the movie where it gets really depressing, and I'm like, I really feel for his character right now. And then when he does the darkly comedic stuff, he hits it on that, and then when he gets into the exciting stuff, he hits it on that. Like, and Rami Malek, and this is not a dig at him, he actually looks like an actor that is sleep deprived, because when I see him in Mr. Robot and now this, even in Need for Speed, the guy looks like he's always tired. So it actually helps his character a lot, because he looks like this guy who's going through paranoia, and we're kind of going through paranoia as well because we don't know what is going on. So I thought Rami Malek killed it. Everyone else was really great. DJ Qualls, where's that guy been at? I'm not even joking. The last time I saw him, 2002 or 2003, whenever it came out, The New Guy. Do you guys remember that movie when they tried to push DJ Qualls as the main character in a film? Yeah, that was a long time ago. That was like 15 years ago. That was the last time I ever saw that guy. So it was just very weird to see him there. But he did a very good job. He's a nice supporting actor. The woman that plays his wife, very good. And the daughter, his daughter that plays 2 years old in the movie, she was great. She was adorable. She was charming. And I really felt the connection between that mother-daughter bond of him really, really caring about his family and whatnot, and his daughter. So yeah, I really like the acting quite a bit, and Rami Malek killed it. Cinematography-wise, great. You might think like, oh, this place takes place mostly in a hotel and sometimes out in the woods, and like you can get kind of boring with your shots, but no, the cinematographer really does a good job to try to, put stuff in different corners of the frame, or, move the frame up a little bit and just position the characters in such a unique way that you will always have visual eye candy as you're watching this, just kind of as an extra supplement, if you will, as you're trying to figure this movie out story-wise in your head. So visually, it looks very good. Editing-wise, the movie's about an hour and 46 minutes long. It's the longest film I've seen at the festival so far, but yet I did not feel the length because I was just so vastly intrigued about what was going on that I just wanted to keep it going because I was still trying to figure out stuff in my head. I'm just like, I feel like this is a smart movie for sure, and I like movies like that. I like movies that don't, hold this like little spoon up to your mouth and go, all right, open up. This is what's going to happen in this scene. No, the director was like, I'm going to give you the pieces. You figure out what it means, and it can mean different things to different people. Like I said, I have a theory. I don't know if that's what it was, but, it's there. But yeah, so, and the music was really good too. It kind of had this like dreamlike type of floating feel where, like I said, you, once again, as an audience member, you don't even know whether what you're watching is real or not real. So I thought it kind of added that extra layer to that this film. But overall, guys, I like this movie a lot. I might love it, but I need to watch it again a second time. It requires more than one viewing. But on the first viewing stance, I really liked it, and I can appreciate the bold, ambitious nature that this director took this story, because this is one of those scripts to where, like, if someone read this, they'd be like, I'm not giving you money for this. Like, who's going to go see this? So I'm glad that independent film is breathing well and alive to where films like this can get made. I want to watch it again, but for right now on first viewing, I'm going to give Buster's Malheart a B+. So have you guys heard of Buster's Malheart, or have you seen her or whatever? Comment in the place on my face and let me know. I'm Chase Lee reporting for DallasMovieScreens.com, and come on back for my continuing coverage of the 2017 Dallas International Film Festival. I apologize that this review was not coherent, but this is one of the hardest movies to describe and one of the hardest movies to review, but so much fun watching it. So I will see you guys next time for the next one I'm going to cover.